Sam Altman's WorldCoin is continuing to grow, and a new tool called Mini Apps aims to accelerate the pace, as well as an incubator. Joining us to discuss is Tools for Humanity Chief Product Officer Tiago Sada. Tiago, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a bit about these mini apps. There's an incubator in the works, and how the relationship between Tools for Humanity connects with WorldCoin.
Totally. So mini apps are this new type of application that we announced at the end of last year that basically allow developers to really easily build apps that integrate with WorldCoin's proof of human or with the wallet and ship them to all of our users worldwide. So we announced this in October, and they've completely blown up. Just this week, we crossed now every day, more than 1 million people every day open mini apps more than 5 million times. I think mini apps get viewed by people around the world more than 15 million times per day. And so the ecosystem is just going bonkers. It's growing like crazy. And so today we're announcing two things to take that to the next level. First, a new version of the platform with some cool new features that we can talk about. But then also we're partnering with a couple of venture capital funds and companies like Alchemy to launch an incubator program for startups that are building their companies from scratch on these platforms so that they can grow even faster.
And you're doing this all under Tools for Humanity. Just remind folks the relationship between WorldCoin and Tools for Humanity.
Totally. So Tools for Humanity is basically like a research lab. We build technology, and one of those things that we invented back in the day is WorldCoin, the protocol that you know and love. Nowadays, the project has grown a lot, right? And there's a lot of different companies and teams that contribute to the project, but that was all born in Tools for Humanity, and this is the startup that Sam Altman co-founded to do that.
You mentioned a lot of features with mini apps that you want to talk about. Give us the highlights, and I'm really curious about the growth you're seeing. Are all these, what regions in particular are you seeing this growth? Is it, developing countries? Is it the developed world? Are they all, using your devices to analyze your irises, if you will?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the network in general has been growing like crazy. I think in October when we held this event, we announced that we had just hit 15 million accounts and 7.5 million orb verifications. In just the 3 months since, we are now at 22 million accounts and more than 10 million orb verifications. And so we're growing really a lot. And part of that is we've continued to expand the availability of the project across the world. So in the last quarter, we've opened operations in places like Poland, in Malaysia, and in Brazil, which are all going really well. And then continuing to grow all over the world in Europe, in Asia, in Latin America quite a bit, Mexico, Argentina. I think in Argentina, specifically in cities like Buenos Aires, more than 1 in 3 people in the city have already been verified by an orb. Same thing in Lisbon, in Portugal, more than 1 in 7 people in the city have already verified with an orb. And so it's just very exciting to see the growth continue to happen. And we're working really hard to bring orbs to even more places in the world so that people can continue to join everywhere they are.
How are you incentivizing people to do this?
Yeah, so one of the cool things about the network is that you can actually join even without going to an orb. And more than half of our users, they're already downloading the app and they're using all of these tools like mini apps, even without being verified by an orb. Now, if you get your proof of humanity, if you get verified, you get to do additional things, right? You get access to some mini apps that require you to know that you're a real human. And so that enables you to do many things. In some countries where it's possible, it allows you to claim your share of WorldCoin tokens, but it also allows you to do things like take out loans because you are now proving that you're a real human, or participate in different social networks that are available only for humans. And so this is why this mini app ecosystem is so exciting. We now have hundreds of apps that have gotten built just in the past couple of months that are being used by millions of users every day. And they're powered by this proof of personhood that the orb issues you.
So tell me a bit about these mini apps, their features, and what people are gravitating towards in using them.
Totally. So today in version 1.1, we're launching 2 new exciting things. One, it sounds really basic, but developers will now be able to send push notifications to their users of the mini app. And this is really important because let's say that, for example, you want to build a chat mini app. Well, a chat mini app is not super useful if you do not know when you got a new message, right? And so there's like a lot of type of mini apps that were not possible before without notifications. But there's another one that I'm personally even more excited about, which we call contacts. And that's basically like a social layer. So now on the World Network, you're going to have like your friends, and that list of friends gets only stored locally on your device, so it's not shared with anyone. But when you go and use the mini apps, you can actually interact with your friends on those apps. So it's sort of like in Facebook back in the day where you would use Farmville and like your friends, you log into an app with Facebook and your friends were already magically there. Well, this is how mini apps will be able to do now with contacts. And so whichever mini app you're using, if it's an app to play chess, or if it's an app to send payments across the world, whatever it is, your friends will be there in a privacy preserving way. And so you will be able to interact with them and just be able to do a lot more things.
And in terms of the incubator, what kind of projects are you folks interested in bringing to the World Network?
Yeah, so I think we'll see a lot of different categories. Certainly, we'll see games. Right, it turns out that games are a lot more fun when you're playing against humans, not bots. So we expect to see some amount of games there. Certainly, also a lot of social products where whether it's feeds or things related to video, just interacting with bots day to day is really annoying. And so we also have heard a lot of pitches from startups trying to build social products on top of that. And then lastly, I think also financial services. It turns out that financial services all over the world, whether it's lending or credit or different types of products, they're really struggling with AI. Like fraud is just rampant across the board right now. There's a lot of scams and financial companies are really struggling with this. And so we're expecting to see a new generation of financial products get built on top of the primitive of proof of humanity. And so those are some of the categories that we're expecting to see people submit for the accelerator.
And in terms of safeguarding people's data, I mean, you have very precious data with you. How can people be reassured that it won't be used malignantly?
Yeah, so the key of the world ecosystem is there's actually a couple of things. First of all, it's all open source. So whether it's the orb, the identity protocol and everything, not just the public, but experts have actually gone in and they've done multiple audits to see in real time what is happening. But most importantly, Tools for Humanity or World doesn't have your data. The really cool thing about how the protocol works, and now this also includes the contacts, is all of your data is stored just on your phone. And so your keys for your wallet, they're stored locally on your device and only you have access to that. Your data from your World ID is stored on your device, so only you have access to that. And now the same thing is your social graph, what we call your contacts, they're stored locally on your device. And so only you have access to those things, and how you share them is up to you. And as we've talked about quite a bit in the past, when you're sharing these things, we use a new type of cryptography called zero knowledge proofs, which allows you to remain anonymous while you're using those things on the ecosystem.
Tiago, appreciate your insights. Congratulations on this development. That was Tools for Humanity Chief Product Officer Tiago Sada.